Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. I have a 1 versus 1 for you today on the Badlands. Now, this map has been played quite a lot. I really feel like I don't need to do much of an introduction on it, so we'll go ahead and jump into the players and then the game. This game, it was sent to me as a learning experience, so I'm going to try to do this as a constructive criticism for Vivaldi, but I know that he was probably just a little bit down and out on this game, and I don't think I'm pretty sure he already knows everything. So hopefully we can all learn something from this and get a bit of enjoyment out of it. He is versus BRS Destructor. Destructor is going Aeon, Vivaldi is going UEF. Now, theoretically, on a map this big, UEF should crush Aeon. You have plenty of time and plenty of resources to get to Tech 2. You have a good bit of distance between you, so you have time to get that gun upgrade before the Aurora swarms come in. And as long as you can maintain some semblance of air control or a good bit of stationary anti-air, as the game wears on, UEF should be able to overcome Aeon without too much difficulty. Let's go ahead and dive right in here and see how it plays out. Right off the bat, I do like Vivaldi's aggression. We've got 2 mech marines coming out, one headed for this expansion right here, hopefully to snipe off an engineer, and then we have another one headed around the back. This is one of the things that I like about this map, or hate, depending on which side of the events you are looking at it from. You can sneak units around the back side here, and that can get incredibly annoying very quickly. Alright, we got ACUs moving to the right and to the left, going to fill out these expansions. We've got another Hydro going down for Vivaldi. That is going to be his second one, and he's going to get an air factory. Looks like we've got one and the second queued for Destructor, and I think he is going to lay down an air factory right there, but that is a little ways away. Also, Destructor is taking some interesting precautions with wall sections, although I do have to agree that this is actually a really good idea. He is funneling units, building wall sections all the way down these sides so the units are forced in through one small area, and then he's got his ACU on this side to cover better. Got a Striker over here. That is going to be a good denial tool, and then the Air Scout is away. We've got air out on the map for Vivaldi far before we get air from Destructor. Alright, Destructor is throwing down more land factories, however. There are a lot of them queued up for Vivaldi, but Destructor does have the early advantage in build power. Alright. This engineer is going to go down rather quickly, and just before he finishes the wall sections, I think a couple of units can still slip past there if need be, and we've also got a tank over here that has sniped off this engineer building these walls. That is something to remember, or something to remember about UEF versus Aeon. Aeon, you got a kite. If you lock into an engagement at vision range, the Auroras will lose, and lose horribly, to the Strikers. But if you can engage from a distance, the Auroras will win. And I totally forgot that I had Facebook open. That was my bloop. Hopefully there will not be any more. Alright. Got a bomber coming in here for an engineer kill. It is immediately going to get shot down by that stationary anti-air. Very nice placement on that. We've got another bomber coming in. And it looks like things have kind of settled. To be completely honest, this is one time where I would not be entirely against a UEF turtle. When you're versus an Aeon opponent, your point defense are going to be pretty dang effective. Although I do love these bombers. That was a horrible misplacement of a bomb there, but the bomber aggression and early air control is brilliant. Killing off build power, the Auroras with that low health, laying down extra damage on those. You can see that all of those Tech 1 bombers are just softening up these land forces. Unfortunately, there's still not enough Strikers, and there's too much production up here to overcome them, but it is doing a world of good. And we do have Tech 2 land. I am sure that Tech 2 was rushed fairly early so that they can get some Tech 2 engineers out, and hopefully get up tac defense because, yeah, UEF does have the backpack tac. And we've got some gunships massing up back here. Vivaldi is going very strong air. Honestly, I don't think he's building enough land at the moment, but the air is working out really well for him. This is doing a pretty phenomenal job of suppression. Okay. That is a Tech 2 ACU. Does he have gun? He does not. And gunships coming in to clean up that mess. Interceptors swarming around. Because of the interceptors focusing on the gunships, Vivaldi is going to win air very hard and have a few gunships left over. He's sitting in a very good position right now. I do like that, and disrupting wall sections going up everywhere for Destructor. This is kind of turning into a little bit more turtley of a game than I thought it would, but we are seeing some decent aggression from Vivaldi coming up the center here. A good amount of units moving in. Gunship harassing around the outside edges, focusing in on that power storage. Why on earth is Destructor building that much power storage? There's so much mass wasted in that. I don't understand. Oh well. To each his own. I suppose that would allow him to save up enough storage to get a complete ACU upgrade with no additional power, but that is kind of wasteful. Alright, Tech 1 bombers moving in to lay down some cover fire on these Obsidians. Going to do a good bit of damage. Vivaldi is handling himself pretty brilliantly. I do like this play. Got multiple Tech 2 factories online up here. Finally got a Tech 2 HQ. He has been pushing pillars for a bit, just not out of a whole lot of factories. We've got buzz kills going up. Those are going to be able to snipe off tac launchers. Tac missiles coming in for kills. That is a completely unnecessary wall configuration. Not sure. Maybe that would prevent overcharge. Range is bigger than that, so I'm not sure what the point of all of those walls are. Kind of an odd situation there. Tech 3 land, looky there. Vivaldi pulling out Percival's, already pushing over 120 eco. Destructor actually has slightly more mass income, but he has not hit Tech 3 yet. Alrighty. Little bit of aggression pushing down the center from Destructor. The Obsidians do a good job against the pillars, but I don't know that there's enough to overcome the production, especially when you've got a Percival coming in. I think that Percival and Titan probably going to do what is necessary. Nope. The OP Obsidians have murdered that Percival and are hammering their way down through the center of the base. Got another Percy over here that's going to lay down some hits, but that is nasty. Obsidians always surprise me with how strong they are. We've got a Janus moving out, Vivaldi exposing his comm to land some overcharges out there, eliminate some of those units, and he is now going to lay claim to all of the mass that has been dumped right here. That is going to give him a major boost. Destructor, though, has pushed over 171 eco. He's been very aggressive on his mass extractor upgrades, and he is pulling in a ton of mass now. I would not be surprised at all. Yes, there is the Tech 3. He's throwing down his first T3 gen, recovering quite well. And this may actually... I don't know. Vivaldi needs to push, because right now Destructor has a severe lack of units. And with the help of those couple of Percivals, the heavyweight hits that those things can throw down, that would do a pretty good job of penetrating the left-hand side. Got some attempt to build a tac launcher formation here. I'm sure hoping to snipe off the ACU, but that is going to quickly get shut down. Tech 3 land online. We've got Harbies, folks. Those are going to churn out, and they do lose to Percival's mass for mass, but if you can get a pretty good swarm of them up, you can outmaneuver a UEF army and do some good. Alright. Vivaldi has caught up a little a little bit. He is only 40 behind. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. He is only about, well, now 50 mass behind. 60 mass behind. Destructor must have just brought 2 more T3 mass extractors online. He is in a mad dash to build point defense. He's got all of these units closing in on him. Here come the Percivals. This is actually getting a little dangerous. Vivaldi is going to back off though. And he's going to have to push back down to the left because we've got Harbingers moving in. So, not quite as strong on eco for Vivaldi. He's still running about 50 behind. Percival's taking up a mighty stand against the Obsidians. Once you get 2 or 3 of them, you can focus your fire enough to dispel the lesser beings. It's like a slow old fogey beating a hippie to death with a cane. Alright. I'm waiting for the Galactic Colossus to come out. Destructor has a pretty good amount of reclaim at his disposal. He's already reclaimed 16. Vivaldi's reclaimed a whopping 25k, mostly due to this reclaim field down here. The problem is that Vivaldi has not devoted his reclaim to upgrading his eco. Now, to a certain extent, building units is arguably better than upgrading your eco, but if you fail to push through with your aggression and make hard hits and incur losses for the enemy, then you end up losing long term, because since you haven't upgraded your eco and you're sitting on your units, the other guy is going to outproduce you. There was a little bit of damage done on this side, but unfortunately not enough. And it's the attack of the sniper bots. We have 5 sniper bots moving out towards the center. Those things are going to lay down some heavy fire. And a strat bomber's out. Nicely done. 2 strat bombers, actually. There are only interceptors for BRS Destructor. He has not gone Tech 3 air yet, but he does have SAMs. There are ASF out for Vivaldi. Those are going to be able to deny any air incursions from Destructor. My only thought on this would be, it would have been nice for Vivaldi to save up 3 to 4 strat bombers at once, and he probably could have sniped Destructor off instead of sending out 2 strat bombers separately to try and kill off some units in eco and then saving the 3rd. It might have been better to focus that some. So many sniper bots. This is something that a lot of times people don't realize. Sniper bots are an amazing counter to Percivals because you can stand at range and lay down huge amounts of damage onto Percivals. And then this is a very nice little formation here. We've got pillars, or not pillars, Obsidians fronting and Harbies in the back to run in. Formation is kind of falling apart now. And we do have Tech 3 artillery on the field. That's going to lay down some hard fire as well. Those are the highest damage Tech 3 mobile artillery. Not a whole lot of splash damage, but they do pack a wallop of a punch. And this is something that I have not seen in a long time. Spearheads. We're seeing Tech 3 mobile missile launchers actually landing some decent shots on. You saw the reach that those things have, killing off these units as they're standing still. You've got to stay moving when you're versus those. Right now it's just kind of turning into a standoff. Issues are going to arise for Vivaldi though if he doesn't do something about this, because the more sniper bots get concentrated up here, the harder those things are going to hit on the front lines. Okay, we do have a Galactic Colossus half built here. Destructor pulling in 297 mass. Vivaldi is finally starting to catch up. It looks like he's going to start putting some build power on a Fat Boy. Power stalls for Vivaldi though, that is an issue. He is building a nuke defense, which is fairly power intensive to pull off. Not seeing a nuke for Destructor. It would have been nice to scout. That nuke defense is a waste of mass if there has not already been a nuke built. Alright, this group that was looking so good up until this point is now looking a little frail. We've got a Galactic Colossus clomping its way towards the mid here, and accompanied by those sniper bots. That is actually going to be a tough unit to kill for Vivaldi. You can see he's falling back and regrouping. He's got some Tech 3 point defense back here in the rear that will be able to assist his units in killing that Galactic Colossus off. Unfortunately, there it is. He's now in range of that Tech 3 point defense. Start laying down some good damage on that. And Strat Bombers ahoy! We've actually got 5 Strat Bombers saved up. Lots of ASF for Destructor, though. He is going to swoop in for the kill on those, eliminate all 5, and a broadsword for good measure, and promptly lose all of his ASF. However, when you're sitting on about 100 interceptors, you still got a pretty significant amount of firepower to knock something out of the sky if you have to. Alright, the Galactic Colossus is dead. It is getting hit by this Tech 3 mobile artillery, though, and that is quite unfortunate because that's going to take away a lot of the value of the reclaim. Unfortunate for Vivaldi, I should say. He's not going to be able to cash in on 100% of that Galactic Colossus, although he is going to be able to get some of the reclaim from it. And BRS's build power is now looking a little more dominant than Vivaldi's. Vivaldi did get the Fat Boy online. That is something that he does have going for him, but a second GC is on its way down. However, I think Vivaldi's actually safe. There is no way that that single Galactic Colossus is going to break 3 Tech 3 point defense, a group of Percivals, and a Fat Boy, unless the Fat Boy just decides that the Tech 3 mobile artillery is a better target than the Galactic Colossus. It's an interesting choice. Second Fat Boy coming online. That's going to be 2. Definitely the death knoll for that Galactic Colossus. Alrighty. Gameplay is a mite turtley. Hold on a second. When did he get UEF Tech? I missed that. He must have captured an engineer. There it is, right there, a Tech 1 UEF engineer. That is brilliant. I wonder if he got it off one of the sides, maybe? Everything else looks Aeon. He can't have had it for too terribly long, otherwise he would have pushed Fat Boys before now. That is awesome. I may have to go back and rewatch this replay to see exactly when he pulled that UEF Tech, but that is major game changer for him. There are still 2 Fat Boys here, but they're picking horrific target priorities. What is going on here? We've got a Tech 2 engineer drawing 100% of the fire from one Fat Boy, and then this other Fat Boy was firing off this way and kind of not hitting anything. The Galactic Colossus is going to come in after both the shields are down from the Fat Boy up here, and then this Galactic Colossus is going to lay waste to the mid. Ouchie wawas, some bad micro from Vivaldi. He just lost 2 Fat Boys that he never should have due to neglecting their firing patterns. All he had to do was focus fire the Fat Boy first, and that's a lot of Fs, and he would have been in good shape. So sad to see. And Strat Bombers coming in, taking down the shield on that Fat Boy. Galactic Colossus running interference, dodging out. Fat Boy can't figure out what to fire on. We've got a second Fat Boy. Actually, this is number 4 for Vivaldi. Coming in and is going to finally kill that Galactic Colossus, but now this Fat Boy, sniper bots, Tech 3 mobile artillery, and Harbingers to front it all with are bearing down on the mid. I don't know how much longer Vivaldi can hold out on this, even though he does have a whopping 576 income. An absolutely monstrous mass income, and he is speed building Fat Boys like there is no tomorrow. And once again with the bad targeting priorities, he had the shield down on this Fat Boy. He could have killed it, but he keeps moving. The Fat Boy's an odd tool. You got to decide whether you're going to focus fire it or whether you're going to move it to micro away from shots. And you got to watch that. Oh, that is a large tack launch. And going for the commander. Maybe, yes, but not going to get a kill. The Fat Boy tends to pick really ridiculous targets when you don't manually target it. It just doesn't... it's completely random, because like the one gun that's always on the backside corner doesn't get full rotation back to the target, so it just like fires randomly off somewhere at something stupid. And then Vivaldi, if you move your commander and actually try to... Oh, that was aimed for the Fat Boy. It is going to take down the shield, which is the Fat Boy's biggest benefit. And another attack launch is going to go very wrong because the Fat Boy is on the move. Fat Boy is going to be able to clear out the rest of the units in the mid, and I think there's actually enough Percivals here to kill that Galactic Colossus. One Tech 3 Mass Extractor going down, but still pulling 665 eco off of this. That is absolutely astronomical. Alright, that is a lot of Swift Winds and Interceptors. That is absurd. ASF coming in for the Scout. Got another Fat Boy online. What is that? That was 1, 2... Oh, Strap Bombers with the Commander. And not a kill! He does have the personal comm shield, but he is standing next to a power generator, which is going to do a whole lot of damage. And Strap Bomber's coming in for another round. Commander dodging as much as he can. Sams are going to kill off all those strats. Got 2 more coming in, aiming for the nuke defense. Is there a nuke? Yes, there is, and it just finished loading. I think this might be it. Vivaldi prepping up for another run at the mid. There's only 1 GC, a couple of Tech 3 point defense online. Is that going to hit his comm? That is the question. And no, it's not, but that hit the core. Ouch. That is going to be a pretty much total loss of power at the moment. He's only pulling 9k power as opposed to 600 plus mass. So that is going to put him in a complete power stall. He's going to lose some of his shielding if he doesn't get things back online quickly. Yes, he has stopped air production, so he is doing okay now. Fat Boy moving up. Strap Bombers coming in. When you stop your air production to save your power situation, you lose the ability to deny air units. Percival's moving to the left. There's still a chance Vivaldi could pull this out if he moves aggressively in for this build power and some of these more important targets back here. The Tech 3 HQ, the of course the build power and the engineers, and some power. If he can manage to kill off some of that stuff, there's really not a whole lot of useful units over here. He does need to kill that GC though, and that T3 power generator would be a phenomenal target as well. Fat Boy's about to go down though. Strap Bombers closing in on it. Boom goes the Fat Boy. And as much as Vivaldi is rebuilding, that nuke did so much damage. But Vivaldi is still making more eco. Alright, 50 minutes on Badlands. And both players have hit a 1,000,000 score. I don't know why Vivaldi hasn't been able to bring this to... Well, I do know why he hasn't been able to bring this together. He needs... I think the overall arching theme on this needs to be pick your dang targets better. You don't just randomly run your units in and just let them shoot willy-nilly at whatever they feel like. You have to focus fire on targets that you decide are worthy of hitting. And he's still powering out the Fat Boys with that production, throwing some T3 point defense online in preparation for that Galactic Colossus, which is going to casually stroll right through the expansion, zapping all of the Tech 3 mechs, pulling a vet off of it, and he's going to go southward. There is a nuke defense. Never mind, that is a nuke defense. It is loaded. Not sure why he built a nuke defense all the way in the back, but it was a good idea. Look at that. It did catch that incoming nuke. Well done, my good sir. And lo and behold, something I have never before seen on Badlands. My friends, that is a Novax. There is a Novax on Badlands. Something in this picture does not belong. Somebody tell me what it is. I'm at a loss for words here, even though I do ramble quite substantially when I'm apparently at a loss for words. Alright, Novax is going to move to the mid and target engineers. Why? Not really sure, but it is going to move. And the exact correct response from Vivaldi, overbuilding mobile shields, and he can micro those around where he needs them in order to deny the Novax, and the nuke defense would be a good item to protect. And we've got Tech 3 artillery. What the crap is going on here? Why is this happening? 1,000 income with reclaim for Destructor. He has reclaimed 131,000 and he's building a Tech 3 artillery off of it. 151 for Vivaldi, still ahead on the reclaim and still doing a reasonably good job of protecting his base. And the Tech 3 artillery is going to start coming down. Of course, the first target is the nuke defense. Artillery is going to take down the shielding. And zap goes the Novax. My friends, oh, yeah. Will the shield come up in time? That is the question. Nope. That is how you use a Novax. You use it in conjunction with artillery, and it is far more powerful. Oh, that was sneaky. You sneaky son of a gun. You built a nuke off to the side. Had that been scouted? No, it had not. That was brilliant. Way to end the game, Vivaldi. All right. Well, that was an epic. I must say, I was not expecting that game to get that involved. That was quite impressive. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast. That was a longer one for those of you who have said in the past that you really want longer casts. Well, there you go. 27 minutes on the timer, and pretty fantastic game. Alrighty, guys. That is it for me. It for this game. Congrats to both of these guys. Well played by both. And I will see you in the next cast.